Welcome back to the RevWar Room, where we are still working on the stories of Drayton, Tennett, and Hart being in the area. So we know that they were in this area. We've even found where some of them were at some of our local meeting houses and the local fords that they crossed. However, really interesting are some of the stories of the Patriots. So we've kind of gotten obsessed with this whole story. So we're just going to we don't do this around here much, but we're just going to kind of skip over all the Patriot stuff. And we're going to start talking about some of these loyalists. Very interesting. And if you love good mysteries or, the true stories, true crime type stories, we're talking captures, we're talking arson, we're talking murder. It's crazy. But these stories from the Revolutionary War are so interesting. And guys, they were happening right here. So let's talk about some of the families that were involved in this. Were they the victims or the perpetrators? If you know, you'll have to let me know.
In Carolina's fields where brothers clashed, neighbor against neighbor, freedom flashed. From King George's grip, they dared to break. In the backcountry's heart, for liberty's sake. Cowpens and Kings Mountain, they did stand, brave patriots united across the land. In Carolina's struggle, the spirit unfurled. With each battle cry, they reshaped the world.
All right, we can't talk about the loyalists in the backcountry of South Carolina without talking about Colonel Thomas Fletchall. Colonel Joseph Robinson. Joseph Robinson, I believe, lived in Chester County, and some things happened to his homestead, so he ended up living in Cherokee County. But then more things happened, so then where did he end up? Interesting. All right, here's a fun one. We have lots and lots of Mayfield, so if you know a Mayfield or you are a Mayfield, let's get engaged in this. So there were Tory and Whig Mayfields. Probably related because they all shared the same name. So they were probably cousins, uncles, brothers, something. And we have in our stories, John Mayfield. And not to be confused with Dr. Mayfield, that's a vet in town now. But was he a descendant? What's his story? Because these Mayfields lived in that area. John Mayfield, very interesting story here. And Joseph Robinson, he wrote the Counter Association. So really interesting stuff. And guys, it was happening right here in Cherokee County, South Carolina. So connect to our stories. We want to get all of these stories and more in Carolina Rising, and it took us all. We're getting ready for the America's 250 birthday. Those celebrations start in 2026, but for us, we get to celebrate through 2033. And our big 250 anniversaries will actually, for this, I just thought about it. This story, the 250, next year, 2025, when Carolina Rising opens. So, help me find out this story. Connect to it if it's your family. We can't wait to hear more about what your family and what your ancestors had to do in the American Revolution.